And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, a very special moment here in East Palestine. As you know, as an East Palestine alum, near and dear to my heart is this beautiful school, Bulldog Country, and they bring in today, pending board approval, one of my good friends. We've shared the field together. We've had our moments of tiffs. We've had our moments of glory, and certainly that is right here, right now. Another one added to the scrapbook, if you would, of Tristan Reynolds and DJ Yoakley here today. The new head basketball coach at East Palestine High School, Mr. Tristan Reynolds. Tristan, congratulations.
Thank you, brother. It means a lot. It means a lot.
So, throughout this process, you're a Crestview grad, right? You started coaching at East Palestine, right? What grade was that?
Eighth grade.
Eighth grade, okay. So you come from a great family of coaches. Your mom, one of the greatest of all time at Crestview, and you look to carry that on. You come back to where you came from after a couple of years in Crestview doing their JV stuff. And now, 1 year after you're the JV coach in East Palestine, you're hired as the varsity coach. What is it about this town, this program, that means so much to you?
It's very nostalgic just to walk in the gym. When you think about East Palestine basketball, for me, I think about the Ben Geissens, the Austin Copes, the Jim Horns, the Binghams, the trophies, the tradition. It's just very nostalgic, and doing things the right way. Coming up, I started with 5th grade, 6th grade, coached my little brother again in 6th grade. Finally got my chance. East Palestine took a chance with a kid, and I had a chance to return, and I couldn't turn it down. Absolutely could not turn it down.
And I think what stands out to me is your understanding of the heritage and the tradition here in East Palestine, because it hasn't always been this way. It hasn't always been where it is right now, but we're trending back towards that championship caliber. You mentioned the Binghams. I know that you know Tom very well. So who were some of the first calls that you were reached out to by? I'm sure a lot of people from East Palestine, myself included. Who were some of your supporters, people in your corner the entire way whenever you said you were putting in for the job?
I had a couple people reach out to me and asked me if I was going to go. A big proponent was Matt Warner. He does a great job with our youth, and I was a big part of what he wanted to do with our youth, and just being there for the kids. And so much, it was the kids kind of that draw me to put my name back in for it and get involved again. And absolutely, actually, Rick Gates was one of he's always in my corner. He actually called me last night. Was wishing for the best, and we got the best. So there's so many people. The list goes on and on. If I sit here and name them, we'd be here all day.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I know that you're up against it, a time schedule here. Tristan, so one of the things that I was so impressed with you, and we talked about, is that nowadays a coach just can't be a basketball coach during the season. You've got to be a coach, a mentor, a leader all year round. And what you did on your Saturdays and Sundays, even after basketball season was over, was going to games for the youth and following the AAU circuit and things of that nature. Do you feel like something like that, because it's you, right? This isn't fake. This isn't something that is manipulated. That's who you are. Do you think that helped put you kind of and separate you from the pack here as the new coach of East Palestine basketball?
I really do, because I look at our youth program as the foundation. If you're building a house, you want a solid foundation, and that is our youth. And no one twisted my arm. I was going from Salem to United to Southern, and I was watching games left and right, catching some AAU games from our younger guys any way I could. And just seeing their faces light up, it made it worth it. I mean, obviously, I love watching basketball, but watching our youth go out there and do good things, it was awesome. Just being a part of it, sitting on the bench. It was just something you can't replace it. So absolutely, I do think that.
I think one of my favorite things is when people ask me about you, and they did. They said, "Hey, what do you got in Tristan?" High energy, a winning culture. Those are two things. The first thing that come to my mind with you, because you're a competitor at your very being. I mean, you represent our country right now, and you were like, "Hey, does this look all right?" Yes, absolutely. When you represent our country, we want you to be out there. East Palestine gets a good one. No doubt about it in my mind. But the thing that I love about you most, Tristan, is the fact that you're going to bring energy every night, no matter what's going on the scoreboard. these kids will compete, and they will compete for their jobs. They will compete for their communities, and they will compete for championship trophies. Where did you learn that, and how did you start really massaging it to make it yours?
Growing up, I played in a lot of successful programs, and even coaching. I've been in a lot of programs, win, lose. It's if you buy in to anything you do, you're, as a coach, your players are going to buy in as well. So if you're high energy and you're getting after it, they're going to want to get after it. If I'm telling, like, get on the floor, they're going to want to get on the floor. And it's just constant. And something I picked up, my mother coached for 30 plus years. She's in the Hall of Fame. So if you ever see the famous foot stomp, I got that from my mother. Absolutely.
I love it. If we need to see the famous foot stomp, that needs to linger around. Every coach and every leader is only as good as the people that are behind him. Talk to me about, have you talked about or thought about your coaching staff? I know that you have the dream team assembled already in your mind, but who are the people that you're looking to bring with you to take this program to the next level?
I have reached out to a couple different people. Coach Hill is sitting behind me. He does a great job with our tech stuff, and he goes above and beyond. There's stuff that he does, and I'm just like, that's awesome. I didn't even know you were doing that, but that's awesome. Heck yeah. I reach out to past coaches. Jeff Berger's a big guy that's in my corner. Matt Warner's a big guy that's in my corner, and the list goes on and on again of people to bring on. There's some other people we're kind of waiting to see, and I think we're gonna shock the world, but it's gonna be good.
Okay, so let's hit some hard-hitting questions here. All right, you ready?
Absolutely.
Obviously, from a standpoint of people that know Tristan Reynolds personally, they know that you've been a wild card growing up, but then you go into the Air Force Reserve, right? Things changed for you. You grew up very quickly in a short amount of time. To those people that say, well, look what he did way back when, what do you have to tell them about how you've changed and how your perception and how their perception of who you are should change with the man that stands before us here at Tristan Reynolds?
There's no doubt that the Air Force definitely was a big part of my life and give me just straighten me out. I wasn't anything like super crazy, but
right.
The big thing is I lost the competitive edge, and I needed to find that. And being a competitor is night in, night out, no matter what you do. And joining the Air Force got me on that, finding that competitive edge again. And now I lead a group of 4 or 5 airmen that are, doing the same thing. That I'm showing up to work every day, doing what we got to do, and finding that competitive edge definitely is it gets you back on the straight, gets you back on the focus, and it's something that you never want to lose. So the Air Force definitely reinstalled that in me. Yes.
You and I have talked a lot about responsibility, accountability from our days of being softball teammates in men's softball league to today.
Yep.
And learning that you're the new head coach. What are you going to take away and really instill into these 13 to 18-year-olds about responsibility, accountability, and taking action?
Hold each other accountable. And when I say accountable, it goes a long way, and it's more than basketball. It's in the classroom, it's in the hallways, it's in the street. Big thing I like to press is when we wear Bulldogs, it's not just on the court. It's in the community. When we walk in the Circle K, they say, "Hey, that's such and such. He's the point guard," or "That's such and such." We represent Bulldogs across our chest. The Bulldog way is what we need to get back to, and I think we're close.
Expectations for the coming, obviously the numbers were up last year from that standpoint in the younger grades. You being the JV coach, you've got a great idea of what you have coming back, and it sounds like there's another wave of great talent in the 7th and 8th grade. How do you build excitement and keep excitement based on you still need to kind of buy a couple of years for what you really want to do, but to your point, you can shock the world right now and go out, because the EOAC typically is a league that in a conference that's up for grabs each and every year. How do you make yourselves relevant right now?
And that goes back to competing every day. And you can say it And something that sticks in my head when I think about this is we played Ursa when I was in high school, and every single day, Coach Cusick was like, "We're gonna win, we're gonna win, we're gonna win." And I'm walking off the field. I look at my best friend. I'm like, "Are we gonna win?" And you know what? We were competitive up until the third quarter, and they pulled away. So it's buying into what we say. Compete every day, show up every day, hold each other accountable every single day, and just flat out compete. Go be a competitor.
What do you say to the people that have supported you and are so happy and elated right now? I mean, we put out the graphic probably an hour ago, and it's getting shares like you wouldn't believe, and people so excited for you, excited for their kids, excited for the community. What do you say to them? Because you have a lot of it, and it's been a while since this community's had this much support for one particular person and one particular program.
I appreciate it, and again, I can't tell you how many times just leaving a youth game I got like, "Oh, thanks for coming, thanks for coming." Again, no one twisted my arm. I just love being there, and the people in my corner, it's so awesome. The support that I got, the people that have reached out, you know, whatever it may be, a phone call, as little as just saying, "Hey, you know, that might be the guy." It goes a long way. It really does, and that weighs a lot, you know, on me, and I'm going to continue to carry that, and I'm going to push forward, and I'm not going to let them down.
No matter, and I said this during Running Point today, no matter if this is your first stop or if it's your first and last stop, I know what East Palestine's getting. I know what these kids are getting, and they're getting a guy in a group of guys or a group of people, wink, wink, that care about them, okay? And what I love about that is this community cares, right? Listen, we're a small town. We can be nosy. We can be nebby if you're from Western Pennsylvania, but our town cares above all else, and that's a trait that you have there as well. And I think the best thing about you, Tristan, is that you take these kids as if they were your own. You protect them. You're going to ride the bus with them. You're going to make sure that they get home. Everybody's got a ride. Your coaching staff will make sure that everybody has been fed. You know, it's more than just basketball. It's more than just hoops with you. So from your standpoint, final question for you here today. When people say, this is what we're getting in Tristan Reynolds, this is the legacy that he wants to leave behind, what is that?
The legacy is, we said it once, being a competitor, being the right guy. But you hit it on the head. Every kid that shows up and works, I will treat like my own. I can't tell you how many times I've stayed back and said, "Listen, if you want to stay back and do homework, you want to stay back and just talk, it's more in the game." And when I say it's more in the game, what that means is, like, I'm here for you. You know, show out, let's compete. I'm here for you, absolutely. But getting after it every single day, and that's what you're gonna see.
A guy that loves his country, that works for this country, that is one of the best. I can't tell you enough how excited, how fortunate we are in East Palestine to have you, Tristan, now, and obviously I'm so proud, man. Like an OG of the Power Hour, an OG of YSN, a huge supporter, and now you're getting your comeuppance, man. I'm proud of you and can't wait to see what you do with these kids, this program, and this community. So congratulations from the bottom of my heart, man. Could not be more amped up for you.
Thank you very much.